What if? One day you got betrayed by your coworker, a drunken girl arrives as you wallow regret and she offers you on a date that leads to a happy ending. Well, that's the summary of the dodgin' I have for you today. A little bit of disclaimer: the protagonist, I will be calling him as Shin, cause it's hard if I kept calling his salaryman. The story starts with Shin at the park. As he throws out pieces of his food to the ground, a group of little birds gather and starts eating. Now that he gains their attention, he grieves about his slip-up, as he despairs. His work was stolen from him by his friend. As you ask how it happened. Yesterday when they are drinking out. In his drunk state, he accidentally spilled the beans of a project that he has been working on. By tomorrow, his co-worker submits a proposal project identical to his proposal project. His co-worker gets promoted to become the new leader. He, the protagonist, was shocked to hear the predicament. And that's how we see him at the park grieving his mistake. Sharing his story to the little birds, a girl overhears him and says it's unfortunate of him, and comes closer to Shin while drinking her favorite beer. As she added, she will be cheering up Shin. Shin is troubled and asks who she is. The girl answers while enjoying her drink, her name is Shino, a college student who loves drinks, while showing a peace sign. Shin suspects that this new girl might be somewhat unpleasant and assumes she joined the conversation because she overheard Shin's complaints. Shino offers the drink, but Shin denies it. Though she sat and swings, tipsy as she is willing to hear our guy out. Shin sighs in desperation. And that would have been great if he is carefree just like her. Too bad he ain't like that cause he's a Chad. Shino lightly mocks, though he admits that he is bit wimp. Shino chuckles and stands saying she will be his girlfriend to brighten up his day, while holding his cheeks. Shin flusters and Shino adds that she will give Shin lots of fun memories, and she will ease up the disciplined brain of Shin. Staring at her eyes, Shin is flabbergasted. As Shino pulls Shin, she tells him to follow her. After some minutes of walking, Shino sees a crane game and asks Shin to play it since it brings nostalgia, but Shin asks how does it bring fun memories. Shino says that he shouldn't be thinking like that and she will teach him how to play. Shin goes with the follow like a wind, agreeing to play and puts a coin in the coin slot. Shino cheers him up, but Shin is stoic as awkwardly as it is. As Shin controls the crane, Shino orders him to move the crane to the right, to position it below the prize that she is aiming. Excited as she is, she gets closer to Shin. Shin felt the shock. When he gets to feel Shino's booba, Shino looks at Shin and smirks, saying that Shin feels her booba. Embarrassed, he tries to deny it, but Shino shoves her booba to Shin. Shin orders her to stop shoving her body to him. While being embarrassed, they hear the crane game calling out that they can get their prize. As Shino picks up the prize, that is a stuffed toy, she praises Shin and she asks if she can take it. To which Shin agrees, since he doesn't need stuffed toys. Shino thanks Shin and that she is grateful towards it. She embraces the stuffed toy. To which Shin felt his heart racing. Shino smiles and added, "You thought I was cute, right, didn't ya?" As if teasing Shin, to which Shin tries not to admit it and run away from the tease of Shino and says they should keep going. They visit various places. Shin doesn't understand why Shino takes him to this various places, but as they spend their time, Shin felt his heart getting warm and added that her smile makes his worries vanish little by little. Then Shino gives the already bitten crepe to Shin, saying that it tastes delicious. Shin laughs looking at the crepe food that is stuck from her mouth. Shino finds it confusing but is surprised to see Shin finally smiles and laughs, to which the Shin covers his mouth, averting the gazes of Shino. As evening arrives, they sat on the bench. Shino, being smirky, asks how does he feel about their date. To which Shin is startled by the sudden question. Shino grins a bit and teases Shin. But Shin admits that he can't be someone like her, and says that he appreciates the encouragements of Shino. Though, Shino stares to him and closes her eyes, saying that he shouldn't belittling himself and that with what he had done in the past, doesn't affirm to his present self. Plus, she finds it spectacular and that she enjoys their date, and she adds that she is interested to Shin. Shin is caught off guard by Shino's affirmations. He averts his gazes from Shino and says she shouldn't be teasing the adults. Shino chimes and teases Shin more. Shin tries to strongly deny it. Then, after a moment of being embarrassed, he admits that he enjoys their date and that if he had met her during his student days, his life might have been changed differently, perhaps as if hinting gloominess in his presence. Shino calls out to him. But Shin stands up and thanks Shino for the date and that they should go back, and added, since Shino would be drinking out, he plans to go home a lot early. But Shino calls out to Shin to wait. And she adds that their date isn't over. Shin tilts his head and is dumbfounded. They arrive at the hotel. Shino teases Shin because he is restless as she will be taking the lead in their night. Shin says that it's his first time coming here and he isn't sure what to do, but Shino guides him to seat beside her. To that, Shin feels embarrassed to seat beside her, but Shino grapples him to the bed. Shin is baffled and asks her why she did that, to which Shino replies it's a gift for him, since he's doing his best, and she pats his head. Shino teases him that his face is chilly red, to which Shin orders Shino to stop teasing him. But Shino teases Shin using her legs, and she adds more power tease, and says that the head of his crotch is so serious and hardworking too. Shino says that Shin is pervert. But Shin says that it's an impulsive reaction, as if denying it. Shino laughs it off, saying that Shin is hilarious with her. And she lifts her clothes up revealing her bra and belly and that Shin can do anything what he wants. Shin is bamboozled by the appearance of Shino's baba and fully embarrassed. He tries to deny that he couldn't just do it to the girl he recently meets and exclaims that this thing should only be done with lovers while trying his best to act cool. To which Shino states that she wants do it with Shin as if pleading. Shin answers that he isn't against it. Shino eases Shin, she suggests that it's okay not to be serious every once in a while and that he should enjoy life more. Shin couldn't stop the advances of Shino. While holding Shin, Shino asks if he hates her, to that Shin struggles to answer her questions and admits that he doesn't hate her. Shino affirms Shin and that their feelings are mutual, as she takes off the eyeglasses of Shin and say be free and just do it. She says that let his self and desire be one and that he should get into the mood. And appeals him not to think too much about and that she will show him the ropes. And they proceeds to do the deed. During the deed, Shino takes a phone and says that they should commemorate their first time by taking a picture. Then she hands it to Shin for him to take a picture of her as well. And then they continue to do the deed. After the deed, Shin asks Shino where she will be going, to which Shino half-wittedly says finding a place to sleep. Shin is troubled by her response, to that Shino tilts her head and saying that her friend kicked her out. Shino chimes that she wants to stay at Shin's house, to which Shin is surprised and says that she shouldn't be suggest something like that. But Shino begs cutely to Shin as if rubbing him off, and to that Shin accepts her begging. Shin sighs saying that he picks a stray cat as if portraying it to Shino. Shino laughs and loves that she is kind of similar to a cat. And poses a cat paw pose. But her stomach growls. And she requests yakiniku to Shin whilst in a super cutesy manner of a cat. To that Shin grumbles that she is a luxurious eater. And that's how the doujin ends. Overall I like Danamaru's works, he is one early days of my doujin enjoyer. As it is, I suggest you guys reading his works. Thanks for watching and see you soon.